Okay, we're going to take you on a little tour of the garden. Since nobody gets to come over anymore because of COVID everywhere, nobody gets to see much this summer. Oh, and there's Caesar hiding back there. We'll see more of him later, I'm sure. So when you step in the gate here, you see we've tried to create kind of a woodland area to the right and to the left of the walk going up to the house. And this is usually a little bit more filled in. It's trees are losing a lot of their leaves already, and some of the ferns are dried out and died because it's been very, very dry here. But it still looks pretty good. That table back there under the tree is part of a tree fort, so that's a very important fixture there. There's Caesar again, getting a little sun. We'll step out onto the south side of the house here. And facing the street, we have a little bit more forest area. Again, lighter than usual. Usually this is really dark and shady here, but as you can see, the trees, the biggest chestnut tree has lost most all its leaves already, or quite a few of them anyway. Still got a lot of ferns going back into that thicket. And here's the flowers along the south side of the house. And here's our patio. A lot of lavender here. The pollinators love that. But it's also a little bit past its prime. We'll give you a look out into the garden from the sort of a patio view. And there's Caesar, looking for some lunch probably. I'll have to wait. And here's our little pond area that we enjoy quite a bit in the summer. And there's Turdy getting a little suntan in the upper pond area. He's lived with us for quite a few years now. He comes in the house during the winter, but in the summer he enjoys this little pond here at the top of the, or next to the patio. Doesn't matter how hot it is, he'll be there, up on that rock. You see those yellow flowers right by the pond? They're some kind of native, I don't know what they are, but they grow in that clump, they bloom all summer. There you see a few bees on there. Once the sun comes out, they start to move around a little bit. We had some hard wind that blew these sunflowers over several days ago. These are all volunteers, probably from seeds out of the bird feeder or something. We've got a volunteer pumpkin growing here too. You can see it there. Surrounded by tomatoes. We got quite a few tomatoes here. We've harvested a lot of those this summer already. I think we'll get a few more. Here's that close-up of that one growing by the pond. There's a big bumblebee there. And this little clump here, and this bigger one here, are patches of white clover. They're past their prime too. They just look like clumps of grass now, but those were earlier in the year big white patches of flowers. Might wonder what's behind all these bushes and flowers. Well, that's the neighbors. So the greenery makes a nice deep privacy fence also. And this area always attracts a lot of pollinators. They're seemingly past their prime too right now. There's a few you can see. You might recognize a lot of milkweed here. That's done blooming too, but when that was blooming, we got a lot of bees in that. Bees and wasps really love it, and ladybugs. And this sunflower came up a little bit later, so it didn't get blown over in the wind like the others. I'll show you where we hide all the leaf litter, compost, and all that kind of stuff. Goes back here and back behind the pond. So we don't bag or throw away any leaves. All of that stuff, branches and everything, gets chopped up or thrown back here or composted or something like that. And there you can see Turdy's backside there. Again, to the left behind these bushes, vines, are neighbors. do we have here? Looks like some secret passage. Garden house. Caesar. This is on the north side of the house. This is a utility area where we do a lot of the garden work on the hot days. It's nice and shady. Composters. Recycling and composters. This area's got a natural floor of wood chips and leaf debris and everything else that gets thrown back here, and we've got a brush chopper. We chop up a lot of that stuff and cover up the bare dirt here so it doesn't get so muddy. So nice area in the summer when it's hot. And here on the back side of the garden house, didn't expect that when we put the birdhouse there, but the wasps decided that they like it better than the birds. They make their own house, turned it into a wasp house. So we leave the utility area. There's one volunteer milkweed, a later one coming up right in the middle of the grass. We'll just leave it there. You see quite a few bees and bugs on these right now. It's getting a little warmer. I don't think I showed you this. Something you don't see real often. Obviously not natives, but we got some cactuses blooming here. They'll bloom for about a day, and then they're done till next year. And this one just came out in the past couple hours. And this one looks like it'll be out a little bit later today. So that's pretty much it. Turdy hopes you enjoyed the tour. And that's all.